Guys, good morning. You are welcome once again to my channel. You are welcome to the episode 36 of this great channel, A to Z of Catfish farming. Yeah, and for those of you who have been learning so far on this channel, I will appreciate your comments and I will appreciate your testimony. Please, this is acceptable because we have been talking and dashing information now free of charge. And what I mean by free of charge, giving you free informations. And I know if you are following with passion from day one, you should have learned one or two things from this video. And again, for those of you who are out there, you are still thinking that you didn't see a lot of analysis on the board. Why I'm not putting any analysis on the screen is because I want you to be passionate enough to listen to every information I'm giving out here. So you can go back to my video. You can go to the YouTube, you can press on the video, watch from the episode 1, so that you can get all this information. I need like-minded people. I need people that follow with passion. I need people who really value the informations to really tap into this great opportunity and information. And I know this information will really help us massively. And today we're going into the alternative formulation for the 9mm. And from this 9mm alternative formulation, I told you once again, 9mm are fishes. They are sizes for fishes for from 5 months to 6 months. Yeah. So I'll be giving the alternative formulation, and the alternative formulation I'll be using the local fish meal, and I'll be using the 65% local fish meal. I'll be using just 5 kilo, and I'll be putting the price at 800 naira, and this will give me 4,000 naira for that. And I'll be using what you call the blood meal. The blood meal I'll be using 5 kg, and I'll be putting the crude. And it's with a crude protein of 88%. Yeah, I'll be using a foreign one, that means a well-dried and processed one. Please, if you are using blood meal, note that you know the blood meal you are using. It's better you produce it yourself. If you can't produce it yourself, get it from a trusted feed seller, material seller, mailers. They will give you the good one. Don't go and take the one that has particles. They call blood meal, ions, bones, any kind of sand, different kind of granite inside, that they will grind it and they will call it blood meal. This normally cause a lot of infections. It causes what I call instability in dietary, which cause diseases, and we have what we call the crackhead diseases. Those are why most of our fishes do have crackhead diseases. Yeah, if you get the processed one, and the processed one I'll be using 5 kg, and I'll be putting the price to 150 naira, which will give me 750 naira for my formulation. And again, I'll be using what we call the feather meal. I told you from my episode 3 or 4 how to process your feather meal if you want to process it yourself. But if you cannot process this, make sure that you go to a feed mailer, get from them. We have the feed material sellers, they sell it all around. Get your feather meals. I put my feather meals to 82% crude protein, and I'll be using 10 kilo. This will give me 200 naira at the cost, and this will give me 2,000 naira for my formulation. And again, I'll be using what we call the soya meal. The soya meal and fufa soya for the sinking, and the soya meal for the floating feed. So I tagged it, the crude protein, to 46%, and I put the price at 200 naira, and I'll be using 15 kilo for this formulation, which gives me a total cost of 3,000 naira. And again, I'll be using my groundnut cake, which is the much needed GNC, that means the processed groundnut seedlings, processed groundnut nuts. Yeah. So I'll be using a crude protein for that for 60%, and I'll be using my cost at 200 naira, and I'll be using 20 kg for this formulation, which gives me the total cost of 4,000 naira. And again, lastly, I'll be using the likes of the Indomie. If you can access Indomie, you can use biscuit waste. We have what we call the spaghetti waste. We have the spaghetti. We have what we call the custard. We have the what you call maize. We have wheat. We have rice brown. We have the beauty waste. All these we have what we call the sorghum. So all these we have what we call the rice brown. We have a lot of it, depending on where you can, how you can access yours. These are alternative formulations, so make sure that you look around for some of these materials you can get around you. And I will be tagging the crude protein to 13%, and I'll be putting the cost as 120, and I'll be putting I'll be using 45% of it, which will give me a total of 5,400 naira. With this, I've gotten my formulation for the alternate formulations for 9mm. So, and I'll be using my additives. My additives are the fish premix, because I'll be using much of blood meal on this, and feather meal, because they have more higher protein source in them. So I'll be using 0.3 of vitamin C, coated vitamin C. Note, the more protein you have in your formulation, the more you have to increase your your vitamin C. It is important. The more higher protein, the more vitamin C you put, and the more of the lysine, mentholin, most especially mentholin, you put. But if you are not putting that, you can use your fish premix that has high level of vitamin C, mentholin and lysine. But if you cannot use that, get your premix and get lysine and mentholin and vitamin C. Put this inside and you are good to go. So this formulation will give me 23,950 naira, which will be giving me per kg of 239.5. That means 239.5 kg for this formulation. So you can, with this, you can compare this with my original formulation, which I have a total of 320 per kg, 320 naira per kg. So from the alternative formulation, I'm having what we call 239.5. You can see the difference. So, and it's giving me, let us now calculate for the protein, so that I will now tell how important this is, how this information is viable for us. So let us calculate for this crude protein. From this crude protein, I'm having the local fish meal, which I'll be putting it at 65%, and I'm having divided by 100 times 5 kg I'll be using, divided by 1 will give me 3.25% crude protein. And the bone meal, the bone meal I'll be putting it at 88%. Or if I'm using blood meal, I'll be putting it at 88%, and I'll be using, divided by 100, I'll be using 5 kg. That gives me 4.4% crude protein. And I'll be using what we call the feather meal. The feather meal, I put it at 2%. 82 divided by 100 times 10 kg I'll be using, that means gives me 8.2% crude protein. And for the soya I'll be putting in at 46% divided by 100 times 15, which gives me what we call the 6.9% crude protein. And I'll be going to the GNC. The GNC, the granite cake, 60% crude protein divided by 100 times 20 divided by 1 will give me 12% crude protein. Now, last but not the least, the Indomie and the likes, etc., biscuit and co that I may want to use, I put it at 13 divided by 100. I'll be using 45% divided by 1, which gives me 5.85% crude protein. So once I will calculate this crude protein, this gives me 40.6%, which approximate 41.6%. Approximate 41.6%. And let us now go back to the chart. That means the calculation for the crude protein we have for the original formulation. We have what we call 40%. We have 40%. And note, we have 40%, and the alternative formulation is cheaper, and it still have higher crude protein to the original formulation. So that is the essence of you listening to this information. That is the essence of you. That's why I said I want people with passion. I really want you to really know what you are doing. I really want you to understand feed. I said this, I'm saying it once again, it's not all about the formulation I'm releasing. I'm not telling you to use my formulation, and I'm not telling you the formulation I'm giving you is the best. I'm not telling you I'm giving you the ultimate formulation. You can produce the best formulation yourself. And how can you produce this? Is for you to understand this information. Understanding this information will allow you to do what? To go there, out there, and get materials and calculate the best and formulate the best, concentrate the best formulations for your fishes. I said this in my episode 30 on how to know the best feed for your catfish. These are information I think you needed. So from this formulation now, my 9mm, I'm having the alternative formulation, which is a little bit cheaper than the original formulation. I'm having it higher crude protein than the original formulation, and it's still cheaper. So you can do yours more cheaper. How can you do yours more cheaper? For those of you, the likes like you, that maybe you have the azola, or you have the azola mixed with duck weight from us, you can use yours. Azola have nothing less than 25 to 30% crude protein ranges, depending. So you can put the 40 kg or 35% I'm using here now as an azola. This is free of charge, and with this in my formulation now, I have a 5,000 naira. This 5,000 naira is free, or presently you are valuing it at 20,000 naira. This 20,000 is free, so you can as well use that to control your cost. And for those of you who are closer, nearer to those people that are selling biscuit and co, and you can source other material, maybe cassava waste, cassava peel. You can source it from farmers free of charge. You can process it yourself. This will allow you reduce your cost more than what I'm giving you here. So that is the essence of you listening to this broadcast. Yeah, that is the essence of you listening to this broadcast. You must understand, you must know. It's by force. You must know. Don't just do things in isolate. Don't just do things in the way people are doing it. If you want to make profit, you want to skate through in this business, you need to channel yourself through. Depending, there are a lot of ways you can make money in fish farming. What I mean by formulating for your fishes, I'll just give you a little brief. I think I will expand this later. You can do this by one, getting feed from the branded producers, getting good seed. Know what you are doing. Maybe on 1,000 pieces in 3 months, you can make 50,000. Know that you are not going beyond your bands. That 50,000, maybe you have 10,000. You have, that means 10 times 50, 500,000. Make sure that you work on that. Make sure that you work on the principle that is working for you. This is a very great advice. This is a very great advice. And from this point, we have just concluded with our 9mm alternative formulation. That means we have concluded with the 9mm formulation. So if you refer to what I've done so far, we have our 9mm, and we have a calculation of 239.5 for the 9mm. For the 9mm, the purpose of our local feed is not only to reduce cost, I said it once again, but also to get better concentration to boost your fish. Getting a cheaper formulation depends on the material you choose for your formulation. Yeah, cost of formulating 2mm is high. So there's a way. If it is high, you can alternate it. I told you, you can alternate for a cheaper material and still have that ranges of protein. So the purpose of this information is to guide you on how to do it yourself. You can also alternate those materials yourself, even to get a cheaper formulation. Those formulations that I've given so far are to guide you and remain one of the best feed formulator or concentrator to grow your fishes yourself very fast and very great. You can also add some levels of medications to your formulations to protect and to guide your fishes from any diseases so far. And again, from this episode so far, I'll be going for the last one in my episode 34 for this feed formulation, which I'll be giving you I'll be giving you the pre-harvest formulation, and I'll be giving you the advice which will make us round up the topic for our feed formulation, and we'll be going to another topic. Maybe we'll be going to how to raise melange, or we'll be going to hatchery, or we'll be going to how to raise your big size fishes, or we'll be going to how to start up with your what we call the small catfish, or filleting, or any of the value chain in catfish farming. But I'll be rounding up this episode, and watch out for our next episode, which is episode 37. My name once again still remain Obitola Isa DTM, your great uncle on this channel. If you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure that you do that now. Follow us on all our social media handles. So thank you, and God bless you all.